all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah. I hope you are doing okay. Everything is fine over there. This week I have been doing NaNoWriMo, still doing NaNoWriMo. First and foremost, I managed to do a writing practice. I got sensibly 3,927 words each day. So we have passed the halfway point now, and I'm pretty happy about this writing practice because it got me writing every day, and not just writing because I already wrote every day, but writing a good amount in one specific project, but a good amount of words per day, and I do think this is my greatest achievement this month. Not the challenge itself, not just because I am able to write this book, but because it has motivated me to keep a regular practice and with a few hours in it. So, as you know, and I have been talking about it not just on this channel but on my blogs also, this November it's National Novel Writing Month, so NaNoWriMo for short, and I have been working on a first book of a trilogy. It's called The Shapeshifters for project's sake, and I'm having a blast writing it. It's been so much fun. I had kind of forgotten how it felt to write such a big piece and put in it all the things that I want to convey. It's quite fun. So this month the goal was to write 50k, so 50,000 words. I have already shared with you here on the channel and on Instagram also. I have achieved the 50k on the 13th of this month, so I'm doing a quiet celebration because I have reached the 50k, but I was not at midpoint of the story as I had planned. So this year I think I will aiming at 100k by the November 30, but let's see how that goes because I don't know. It's kind of, yes, it's a third draft kind of, but I can never predict how much I will be writing about the subject, even if I'm sticking with the plan that I already have. It's hard to know for sure, but I'm planning 100k. Let's see how it goes. I made a few notes on what I wanted to say on this vlog. I always feel a bit lost and rambling, especially if I get started on talking about writing. I start to ramble a lot, so I wanted to keep it short and simple. Last weekend I had a bit of a resting moment, so I wrote on both days, Saturday and Sunday, but I did some fun activities. So we went to try out a new restaurant in the city, and we managed to do a little trip outside of the city. and it was a very sunny day, and it was good for resting, especially my eyes. I'm starting to have a bit of difficulties with my eyes. I think I need to have these glasses checked again, because I feel my head is getting tired very quickly, and I am having difficulties in focusing what I'm reading. Let's see how that goes, and it's not for the next week for sure. Another novelty this week was I made an account on TikTok. I will be honest with you, I wasn't I had decided not to do this a few months ago. I'm trying to consume less of social media, not more, and I think that TikTok is a bit addicting, so it's from what I have heard and from what I knew, it's a thing where you can spend a lot of hours just scrolling without much to say for it. But I got very curious about one thing, and that thing is book talk. So I wanted to see what other people were sharing about books on this platform. So I made an account, but I hadn't tried it yet properly, so I just made the account and it's there. Eventually I will get to it. On other subjects, so it was a week of research. I have been doing some research parallel to my writings and to I have other writing practices that I have to maintain, and I always find it more easy to do that, more inspiring if I am able to do some research at the same time. So this week I have focused on Donna Tartt. So I have already heard a lot of things about her books, some different opinions. So I have heard mostly about the Goldfinch and about the Secret History. So I'm doing some research on her, on seeing some videos, some interviews she has given. So I'm quite curious about other writers' processes, and I'm doing that, and I'm really enjoying it. She seems like a good role model for some writing things, so I'm still working on that. Also, I did a bit of research on a theme called female forgotten fiction. So I saw this series of videos, of YouTube videos on a channel from Becca C. Smith, and she has 4 videos about these women that their works got lost in history. So they wrote these books a lot of years ago, and their fiction is forgotten over years. I have been doing other research on this, but I find it difficult to find some comparables here, because we have different ways of gathering our information, and it would imply to go the National Archive, for example, to search for references and possible existing books of female Portuguese writers, for instance. But I'm still working that theme out, so let's see. I am adding a lot of new music to the Shapeshifter soundtrack. I had a small soundtrack from the beginning of this project, but now I'm feeling more confident in putting some more musics in, not just instrumental music, but also some musics from other genres that I think would go very well on this story. On books, I have started to listen to Neverwhere from Neil Gaiman. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm 1 hour and 40 minutes in of the audiobook, and I'm really enjoying it. It's Neil Gaiman, of course I'm enjoying it. More books. I have already ordered some Christmas presents, so Christmas is almost here, and I do still have a lot to do on that front, but I'm focusing on finding those gifts that I find meaningful for people, and I had already dealt with a bunch of them, but I'm waiting for some books to arrive. And surprise! Some of you will get books again. Today I want to talk to you about how hard it is sometimes to accept our writing practice. We have all heard about the cliches passed through the times, how an artist is more surely to become destitute, how we should be employing our time elsewhere, how we never seem to do what other people find valuable and therefore sellable. We keep listening to all the outer voices that tell us why that couldn't be done, and eventually we adopt one of them, or the gist of them all. And these speeches become our own internal crappy voices. Does this serve our practice? I find it does a disservice to us. Because if we are always finding fault in our ways, in our works, and in our writings, the chances are that we quit, sometimes even before we started. accepting our calling is our first step. Yes, we get confused. Yes, we are brought up in doubt. We are led to believe that the future is the place where all the important choices will be made. But there is no future. There is just this moment, the now. I get to choose every day. I get to choose today where I'll be spending my time. I get to choose what is important to me and how I'm materializing that. Sometimes to accept what we want to be doing is the hardest part. Until we accept that this is what I came here to do, no matter the consequences, there will be no practice that survives. I hope you enjoyed that, seeing some glimpses of my writing week and my researching week and my big little moment on NaNoWriMo. I hope you are well. I hope everything's okay over there, as possibly as it can be. And thank you so much for watching and for being here. See you next time. Bye bye.